caused by and champagne.
Oh, that's why I used to love it. And when you have a hangover, that's the best thing. We'll have like a little bellies here because they don't do those exercises.
Now, when you see him in person, he looks much better than on the camera.
Hi guys, today we're gonna visit Masha. She's a wellness coach, she's a biohacker focused on extending youth and improving human potential. Stay tuned and take notes.
Hi.
Hello. My dear.
Come in.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. I know you have a super busy schedule. This is for you. And thank you
so
again
much.
for your time. Did we interrupt you? What he was doing? What time you woke up? We want to know everything.
Okay, let me show you what I was doing. So, every morning I wake up and I try to get at least some calories in, and I do it with grass-fed collagen. And I do it in warm water with a piece of lemon, just like to start the day, to have something, because I'm not a fan of having breakfast early in the morning, but we need some calories at the age of around like 35, 40. We need to wake up, and first hour after we woke up, we need to have something in our stomach. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I do bone broth, sometimes I do collagen, lemon just for the flavor. Mm-hmm. And I also made some tea. Would you like to have some?
Of course.
It's herbal, non-caffeinated elderberry tea, which is good in a season of different viruses that we are entering.
Is it a loose herb? So can you show me how it looks like, the packages?
Yeah, it's actually in a packet, already pre-packed.
Mm. Uh-huh.
So.
I heard it's very healthy to buy loose leaves. You know?
I mean, if you can see over here, I have a bunch of different teas. This is lavender.
Oh, I love lavender. What are you doing with lavender?
I drink it as a tea.
Oh, interesting. I never knew you can do that. Yeah. I use lavender for my skin, in infuser, but not to drink. So it's like a tea.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have different teas over here, different herbs over here. So we can make some loose leaf tea if you want, but I like that one, the berry one, because of the taste. It's kind of like a little bit sweet without any sweeteners, and it's good for your immunity.
Okay.
So let me just shake this a little bit.
I heard it's very good to start your day with a cup of hot water. Just hot water with no lemon, no nothing.
So, maybe it's not bad, but you know, when people say that, oh, your stomach needs hot water, let's think, does it get to your stomach at the temperature you drink it? I personally don't believe so. It definitely evens out, and the temperature of your drinks and of your food becomes the temperature of your inside organs. Mm-hmm. I personally like warm water more than cold. It's just the preference. But some anecdotal data suggests that it's better for your digestion. And if so, I'm all in. Like, if people want to drink it, I believe there is no consequences in drinking like hot or warm water in the morning.
I'm always surprised when I'm at the restaurant and they're giving you a cup of water with ice before you order food. And I think it's not good, because then you lower the temperature of inside of your organs, no? And then they're not prepared to work harder to digest the food.
But you know, I believe it's more cultural. So basically, we're from Eastern Europe, where I used to drink room temperature water. Here in the United States, people are used to drink iced water. Yeah. People on the East, if we talk about China, Japan, Korea, they drink warm water. And if you look at the data, it doesn't suggest that some of us are healthier than others, if we look at this perspective. So, especially from longevity side, you know, yeah, there are some areas like blue zones where we can see people live longer, but we don't see that this is because they were drinking, you know, warm water or cold water. And especially there are areas in the United States, in California, Lima, I don't remember the name, but we can look it up. And they're a group of like religious people living, eating plant food, and living like longer than the rest of the people in the United States. There is no statement about what temperature of water they're drinking.
Okay, good to know. So let's prepare this.
So I take grass-fed collagen. I try different brands. This one is pretty good, clean. Then I add warm water, piece of lemon, and one more part that I'm missing right now. It is the salt, because I'm filtering the water, and it basically doesn't have any minerals in it. And I just like to add some Celtic salt into my water, just to replenish the minerals that are cleaned out by the system.
Is it true when you have a headache, you can put some salt on the tongue, wait a little bit while it dissolves, and you're gonna feel better?
It depends what was the reason of your headache. Yeah, if you're dehydrated and you didn't have
dehydrated.
Yeah.
It's gonna help.
That can help. This is the same reason why people drink the juice from the pickles, you know, especially in our Eastern European tradition.
Oh yeah, I love
it. Because we just wash out all the minerals from the system, and when you drink it, you hydrate properly.
Oh, that's why I used to love it. And when you have a hangover, that's the best thing ever. Now I got it. Okay. So you're waking up at 7. Why not 6, not 5? Why not at 4 when this the best time to meditate? Why 7?
So I prioritize sleep. I sleep at least 8 hours. At least 8 hours. I mean, on the nights when I get to sleep 7 or 6, I feel miserable, and I don't like this idea of like 5 a.m. club when people are not sleeping their full 8 hours that they're supposed to as an adult. And recently we got the study talking about women that we need to sleep even more than men, about 9 to 10 hours.
Sure.
So I go to bed at around like 10 to 11 p.m. and 7 is like the earliest I can afford.
And also for school, right? You have to.
Yeah, this is the time kids wake up for school, and I would say not the earliest, it is the latest I can afford.
Yeah. By the way, kids, very important topic. I follow you on Instagram. By the way, what is your Instagram?
So my Russian-speaking page is Masha Fasta, and my English-speaking page is Maria Fasta. So easy, no dots, nothing.
You have 2 accounts?
Yes.
This is very difficult to maintain.
Yeah, because I started talking my first language, Russian, and since I live in the United States, a lot of my friends requested for their husbands, wives, and friends, and I started my English-speaking page. So I have both, whichever you prefer.
Okay, so I follow you on Instagram and I see lots of good information about kids. I have a baby, she's 6.5, and I'm still a baby, forever my baby. And I like how you prepare the food for them, everything organized with you thinking about it. And I think it should be inspiration for every mom. So what do you think? What kids should have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner as a snacks in school when we in this environment of unhealthiness everywhere? How we can protect them?
So first of all, our schools, this is #1 fast food chain in the country. This is unfortunate. It's not a McDonald's, it's not like the Puppy Eyes, it is school lunches. So my kids never eat school food. I always prepare them lunch boxes or thermoses with the food, something like I have. So today they went with thermoses, so this is the lunch box I usually pack for them. It's stainless steel and it has like 5 areas where I put the protein, 2 types of vegetables, 1 fruit, and 1 complex carbohydrate. So it's easy. You basically know your carbs, you know your proteins, and then you just mix your veggies and fruits that you keep eating. If I want to give them hot food, sometimes they ask, I have like thermoses like this, and I pack them food to go in those 2 containers.
Do you have preferred brands which you're using for this packages?
I basically look for anything that doesn't have plastic in it. It should be either silicone, stainless steel, maybe some bamboo that is not polished in any way. and I always have something prepped in my fridge, so it's not like complicated for me to pack those.
Well, you see, organization, very important. What, are you preparing every week food for the whole week, or how do you do
Like
that?
2 times, but I can show you.
Sure, let's see. Let's see her fridge.
Okay, it's actually like partially empty, but still there is something that you can definitely learn. I always prep my vegetables so they are ready to go here. Kale, like washed, chopped. The same with the red
How do you wash
cabbage.
vegetables?
With the apple cider vinegar. I just put them in a big container, in a big bowl, put the water and put apple cider vinegar, and I just leave it
How
there
much?
for
2 spoons?
like, I don't even measure. I just pour a little bit. So over here I also have, I always eat broccoli sprouts.
Why broccoli sprout?
Because this is the best cancer prevention that you can do from the food. It has sulforaphane, I believe this is how it's pronounced in English. So it has cancer fighting properties. It's like great antioxidant. So this is always in my fridge. Also here's arugula. And what else?
And your kids eating this?
Yes. So I mix them as a salad. So let me close it. So, and here's some chopped cilantro with dill. And yeah, if I mix it in a salad with tomatoes, cucumbers, yes, my kid will.
With some salsa, some sauce, or nothing?
No.
Olive oil?
Olive oil and lemon. So also, if you can see over here, I have
Carrots.
chopped celery, chopped onions, here cut carrots and celery. So kids just can grab it, so it's already prepared for them. So they don't grab some bad stuff, you know? You just have to have good stuff for them ready. So yeah, sometimes I make cauliflower puree with the fennel. So I do fennel and cauliflower. I boil it for literally like 2 minutes.
Both of them?
And then blend it with ghee or butter. And
Guys, I hope you know what is that. We should show.
And we will show. It's actually right there. And it's great substitute for like mashed potatoes. Yeah.
Oh, mashed potato. Great idea. Why fennel?
It's just great taste. I love the taste. I mean,
I love the taste, but I'm not sure if my kid will eat it. But I should try.
I like the diversity because, you know, our microbiome likes different types of vegetables. More vegetables you eat, more diverse your microbiome. And our health starts in the gut. So the more good bacteria you have in the gut, the healthier you are, the stronger you are, the younger you are. So this is what we do.
I totally agree.
So yeah, and if you can see, it's like a bunch of vegetables. I also have a lot of like fermented foods over there. This is sauerkraut, I have coconut yogurt, and this is umeboshi plums.
What is that?
So this is like traditional Japanese dish that is actually very healthy for your gut microbiome.
Where do you buy it?
This is one store in Aventura. The Jewish guy makes them, so we can.
Okay, my dear. Oh, I know. I used to buy bread from here.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so funny. I didn't go there for like a year because I started making bread myself. Not myself, but people helping me. But because everything takes time, guys. I love everything healthy, chopped things, but it takes time and dedication. So if you're on the road to healthy lifestyle, you have to spend time or delegate it to somebody.
Yeah, you can hire someone. Sometime I have a person. Yeah, it's actually not that expensive. You can hire the person who can come once or twice a week for you. I just do shopping myself all the time because I know,
we're watching.
Yeah, I don't trust anyone in picking the food that I can pick.
Okay.
But prepping the food, like washing, cutting. So basically, you come to your fridge and you like know. So I have over here like bone broth. This is like raw.
Who is making the bone broth?
This is Southwest Ranches Farm, and I buy raw milk, bone broth, ghee, and a lot of products from them. So they're pretty cool.
Actually, this guy, I don't remember how I discovered his store, but I spoke with the owner and he had a whole bunch of illnesses. He was like very bad. And then he redid his lifestyle. He started watching what he's eating and then how he opened the store. That's how he sells
there. Himself and his son, as I know.
And they selling honey, they sell bread, but I didn't see this one.
Yeah, they have it.
So they're making it there. Okay, so how do you recommend to eat this? In a salad?
No, I eat it actually before the meal. I just eat like one plum.
Every day?
Every other day. I mean, it's good to eat every day. Sometimes I eat other foods, you know, because I also eat kimchi, I eat sauerkraut and like yogurt. So I always just make sure I have some fermented foods in my daily meal prep.
Got it.
So what else over here? This is tofu because when my kids were little, we were vegan and they still like love some vegan foods. So I have organic tofu always here for them. This is actually preps for the evening. This is red cabbage with olive oil and spices already kind of
Pre-marinated.
pre-made, and I'm gonna just put it in the oven and have it. So
And this is food for who?
this is for me and for my husband. Our kids, they don't
Like a bird.
No, but this is not. This is part of the meal. No, this is part of the meal because we're gonna have some. Here I have chicken liver.
Okay, very
also-
healthy. All organs are good.
Yeah. Also, like I mean, I have some stuff over here. Is for our protein. This is grass-fed organic
Beef,
beef. This is a liver, and over here I have organic chicken thighs. So basically, this is our proteins, and I have some fish frozen in.
Where do you buy fish?
I actually buy frozen fish, either order it or I buy it in Costco because they have good selection of wild caught. Yeah.
Could you show us how do you cook? What are you using?
So my main 3 oils that I use is olive oil. I mostly use it to finish the dish or for the salad. So I never cook, I never fry with it. If I bake in low temperatures, I can use it, but mostly I try to add it at the end of cooking if this is the oil of choice for me. But if I need to go for the higher temperatures, I usually go for either avocado oil or ghee.
So you never use olive oil when you cook?
When I cook at the higher temperatures, I don't use it.
do it sometimes.
I mean, I do.
So it's incorrect.
Finish. Yeah, I do it because it kills basically all the benefits of olive oil if you heat it, especially if you use. This is like regular oil, but sometimes when I bring oil from the farm, from California or Greece, when I travel, that oil I only eat more because it's
and it's delicious with the piece of bread and salt. Nothing else you need, right?
Yeah, but also remember, if you eat the bread with olive oil, you should eat it not at the beginning of the meal, but after you eat your veggies.
Why?
Because otherwise you're gonna spike your blood sugar after that carb, and that oil is not gonna help it. So you know that our carbs, like everything that is carbohydrate, becomes sugar in our stomach.
Okay.
Even buckwheat, even pasta, something that is not sweet, it becomes sugar. And it goes through the intestine wall to the bloodstream and it spikes the sugar. And when we do it too often and the blood sugar goes too high, you can become insulin resistant. And this is the one step before the prediabetes and then diabetes type 2. So to prevent it, we're right now trying to lower those spikes to kind of even them, lower the curve, you know, even out the curve. So we eat veggies first. So you give your body some fiber first, so it lines the stomach walls so that sugar doesn't go through the wall into your bloodstream too fast. It has to make its way, you know, over the fiber so it doesn't spike too often.
Now, the problem is when you're in Europe, for example, they bring you beautiful oil and beautiful bread, and then you wait for your food, and that's how you start eating.
But you can ask, like, for example, in Italy, you can ask for antipasta, and they can bring you some olives, they can bring you some cheese, and some vegetables like caprese, for example, and you can eat that, and then you can do your bread.
Okay, good to know. Do you eat desserts?
I do. I don't do them like every. I mean, my dessert usually is like fruit. I can put like nut butter over it, and it would be my everyday dessert. But I eat desserts maybe like 4 or 6 times a month. We usually go on
with sugar.
I don't, honestly, for your body, there is no difference in between you eat maple syrup or you eat white sugar. It's all glucose, you know, it all becomes like sugar in your stomach. So from the perspective, from the metabolic perspective, there is not such a big difference in between refined sugar and the sugar from the fruit and the sugar from like different sources. There are compounds that come with this. Like basically, if you eat the fruit, it has fiber, it has water, and it has sugar. But if you eat like dried fruit, for example, it's already lacking one ingredient, like water, right? So that becomes like more problematic for our body to metabolize. And when we make those desserts, how we call them healthy desserts, with like better sugar option, we don't use refined sugar, you still load your body with the fats and sugars.
Oh, okay. So I was tricking myself.
So yeah, you kind of trick yourself. Yes, you give your body like better options so you don't ingest some toxins that can come from commercially processed foods. But from the metabolic perspective, it's still sugar that comes into your body. And if you eat it as a dessert, and if you eat it like occasionally, like 4, 5, 6 times a month, there is not a problem. But if you finish every meal with a dessert 3 times a day, it is a problem. If you eat something sweet like a cake on empty stomach, it is a problem. Maybe if you won the metabolic like lottery, genetic lottery, and you can metabolize those foods without the spikes, maybe you're a winner. But how many of those people do we have if we see the rates of obesity and diabetes type 2 like skyrocketing right now?
No, it's horrible. So by the way, are you working right now in a hospital or not?
No, I'm like, my last contract ended. I worked as a travel nurse, ended in December 2023. And after that, I started coaching people and working as a nutritionist.
Why did you start that? I mean, I kind of probably know the answer.
Because for me, healthcare system doesn't do what I came there for. It doesn't really cure people. It doesn't really help people.
Horrible to hear that, yeah.
Following protocols with a different mind state, kind of hard when you know that you have to do something that will harm the person.
Yeah.
And you just have to follow the protocol. It's kind of hard. You do it for money until some point, but then I realized I can be really a help to people by giving the public education through my blogs and doing private consultations on healthy lifestyle.
So let's talk about water system. What are we drinking in Miami, for example? And what type of water you give to the kids to the school?
Okay, probably nowhere in the world we are drinking anything good from the tap if it's not filtered. Even cities like New York or San Francisco, when they claim we have the best water in our tap, it is not true. Recently, there was a lawsuit against the city of San Francisco that the group of people with attorneys, I think it was led by pediatric dentists, they were going against fluoride in the water and they won. So the judge actually agreed that the city of San Francisco, they did unnecessary measures with adding fluoride to the water. So basically, they are harming kids and all the population more with the fluoride than they are treating the problem with the cavities. So, and right now I think there would be a big move towards removing fluoride from the water.
And generally speaking, toothpaste should be without fluoride, right?
Yeah, because you know, our teeth, they are not outside of our body. The whole body is connected.
Yeah.
And the fluoride is a known neurotoxin. And if it goes in on your teeth, it doesn't stay on your teeth. It has, like, our mouth is connected to the whole body. And we're basically, especially kids, we are swallowing the toothpaste when we are like brushing our teeth. Obviously, we are drinking water. We're putting this water with fluoride inside of our body. And yes, we can say that this is not a significant amount of fluoride, but if you get a little bit from here, a little bit from there, our bucket will feel full with toxins. So this is not what I do for my family. That's why we are filtering our water and
So
only
what is
drinking.
that? Exactly.
So this is a Berkey filter, but it has another type of filters inside of it. I think it calls Boro, the other filter system that is inside. So there is 2 filters inside of this. They're only filtering fluoride, and 2 filters over here on top that are filtering everything else. And also I have a system installed inside of the sink that was made specifically for our zip code and for our contaminants over here in our water that are filtering those. So I basically have triple cleaning system, filtering system to my water.
So you take already clean water from here and you put here and you're cleaning it more.
Yeah.
Got it.
And I use stainless steel bottles, and they're already, you can see they're already filled with the water standing over there, so kids can come, grab water, and go. In case I need to put something pretty on a table when guests come, I have, this is not vodka. This is another like good clean water brand that we use. I always
never
do
seen
water in
it.
a glass. Halstein, yeah, they're not like, we're doing very good job with distributing. Also another good brand of water.
I buy
This is sparkling, the Mountain Valley, and actually their still water is a little bit better quality than sparkling, but I like sparkling, and this
So
is
nothing
still, like, the
against
best.
sparkling.
No, I don't. No, I don't have anything
People
against
said sparkling is not good.
I mean, I do sparkling water. I don't drink alcohol. It's definitely, I believe, better than drinking wine.
I mean,
So so I'm drinking a glass of sparkling water with some lime with my dinner, and I don't think there is anything harmful in that action.
Okay. Mashenka, let's talk about your family, about your husband. People know you, but maybe they don't know the story. How you met him, where, how you came to America. We want to know all this.
So I came in 2010 to visit my friend, and I planned maybe to travel for a little bit in the United States, and definitely my plan was not to stay here. And one of our trips was to Harvard, and when I saw the university and the university life, I'm like, maybe not to Harvard, but I definitely need to stay here, and I wanted to study. I wanted to study English, and then I realized that that's probably the second chance that life gave me to study what I actually wanted to. And
Where are you from?
I'm from Russia originally, Samara.
Samara.
Yeah, and I worked in sales. And my last company where I worked, it was security systems. So, and I came into sales for money, not for like some kind of passion. I just liked the idea that I was young, and the company like Nestle hired me, and I grew from merchandiser to like bigger salesperson. But my passion was always in healthcare. And I was thinking in between I had like three options: dental school, nutrition school, and nursing school. I didn't know about nursing much, but a lot of people were telling me that if you get the nursing degree, if you become an RN, then you get a chance to go further, to get your like NP, get your master's degree, and even like become doctor of nursing practice. It's like unlimited options who you can work as, and you will always make money to feed your family.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like interesting because, you know, in Russia and in Eastern Europe, the concept of nursing is like someone who is just like cleaning after the sick person, but over here it's an empowering like profession to have, especially for women. And when I found out that hospitals are actually led by nurses here in the States, I was like, I'm definitely going. But on the back of my mind, I was still thinking about dental school because I loved it when I was little. Everything that was about like dental treatments was my passion. People were scared of dentists, and I was like, when my mom was telling me, hey, we are going to see the dentist, I was like, when? I'm ready, like just take me there. Yeah, I don't know, like maybe it's something weird about me, but I loved it.
Till now, you okay?
Till now, yeah, I mean, I'm okay to do any kind of treatment. I'm fine with pain. My pain tolerance level is like...
Did you give a birth naturally?
Second one, yeah. The first one I had C-section, unfortunately, for me and like for the recovery process. And I think that it was unnecessary C-section. It was just physician-led. He's like, okay, it's time, you're not progressing.
Yeah.
But second time I prepared myself pretty well, and I gave birth naturally.
But I heard that after you do C-section, you have to do C-section.
No, you don't
again.
have to. No,
you see, that's wrong. That's what the doctor's saying.
Yeah, it's wrong. And I'm actually labor and delivery nurse. Obstetrics and gynecology is my profession. So I learned after I already like gave birth that was definitely not necessary to give me the C-section. I should be given like a little bit more time to progress, and maybe the story would be different, but everything is there for a reason. I probably needed this experience for some reason, and I'm already okay, but at the time it was like pretty traumatizing that I failed as a woman, you know. But I worked with women after that as a birth doula and as a registered nurse who actually supported women after like different outcomes of birth. So by going back to me like choosing my profession, so I came, and at the time I had the tourist visa, and since I decided that I want to study, I want to at least like improve my English so I can speak to people fluently, and I applied to student visa. And when the process was still going on, I met my husband. My friend introduced us, and I already applied to college as an American resident.
In which state?
In New York. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was my first state where I came. Then we lived in New Jersey. Then in 2020 we moved to Florida, lived 2 years in Boca Raton, and then we took a year-and-a-half trip to California. I mean, I stayed longer. My husband came for like a little bit shorter time, and I worked there as a travel nurse in different like hospitals, different towns, and then we came back, and now we're here in Miami.
And your husband, where he's from?
He's from Estonia, from Tallinn.
They speak Russian?
Yeah, he's from Russian family. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and he works from home. He's in IT, and he can travel with me almost anywhere.
That's the best. Yeah. But I know you love LA, right? You love California.
Yeah. California is my dream place, especially Los Angeles, because my husband, he likes more Northern California, Bay Area, like Silicon Valley. But for me, it's LA.
Why?
The hikes.
Why it's your favorite place?
So many things you can do. When I'm here in Miami thinking, what should I do on a weekend? Over there, I'm like, what should I pick from the things I can do?
Yeah.
What hike to choose, what restaurant to go, the food there. You have non-stop season of fresh fruits and vegetables, a lot of different farms. They don't have a law that you cannot sell raw milk in the store, that you can buy raw milk in regular Whole Foods over there. And over here in Florida, you would think that we live in Miami and the season for fruits and vegetables every year, but it's not true. Do you know that we don't have any fresh produce starting from end of April till November probably, or maybe like October? This is when we start getting our produce, and we only have a season throughout the winter. Throughout the summer, we have everything like exported, imported, how you say it, like everything is not local over here in Florida. And I don't like this idea. And in California, the season is ongoing. So basically one fruits and vegetables, they stop season, the other one just start the season. And you always have fresh produce. You have the best restaurants, the best food. You have the ocean, you have sunsets, you have views, you have different hikes.
When you think Miami will be getting to that point of more organic options?
I mean, there are some
Organic
farms,
restaurants.
but this land is not as good, and this climate is not as good for growing food as it's in California. It's too hot during the summer, so you cannot have this produce going like constantly. And I think it's something with the soil also, because I've never tried tasty tomatoes over here. Like in California, you go to the store, even in Trader Joe over there, they have local tomatoes that are just delicious, and they smell good and they taste good. That's why people in the United States, they usually they don't like tomatoes, because they never tasted the tomatoes the way we used to in Eastern Europe. And in California, they have something close that what we have.
I understand about the farms situation, but what about restaurants? Why we don't have organic options?
Because I think focus of the people who
Maybe
are
people,
here
right?
are in different. Yeah, over here we're more into like Birkin bags and Van Cleef than in organic food.
But they're also California also they like these nice things.
Yes, but there are different groups of people, different cartels, you know. There are people who live somewhere like West Hollywood or maybe like Venice, Santa Monica. They're more like hippie style. They like more organic food and stuff. And there is like Beverly Hills, who don't go to the farmers market. They have people who they hire and they cook for them. And sometimes, you know, when you have the cooked meal, you not necessarily know what is inside of your food, because they also use a lot of sauces, dressings to make your food taste delicious. And this is what I don't like about restaurants here in Miami. Yes, they can prepare you food that tastes delicious, but when you start asking them about ingredients, they don't know. They have to go and ask chef, and when they ask chef and they come with a list of ingredients, they go in specific dish. I'm like, no, I'm not eating this. I'd rather go buy like good grass-fed steak and make like broccoli on the side and maybe have some tomatoes and fruits for dessert, but I'm gonna be sure
I'm the same
what
way.
went into my body.
I'm the
Then
same.
you go to the restaurant, you pay probably like crazy money without like, in a good restaurant over here lately, it's $500 to eat for two people with no wine. We don't drink alcohol.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious, how much do people pay for dinner if they drink?
Yeah.
Because
How much? It depends how much they drink.
Yeah. So that's why for us, we go out time to time just to go out. But literally not for food.
Yeah, for sure.
And this is upsetting because I want to go and enjoy good quality meal, pay money for this, and not be like going crazy after those servers asking for ingredients.
Yeah.
I would like to go and sometimes I eat home, like the good meal, because I know that in the restaurant it's not going to be an option.
I do the same, and I don't care what people think. I do the same.
Yeah, I don't care what they think. It's just sometimes when you're in a group of people, like 10 of you get together, and not necessarily they're your friends, you don't want to like start this conversation with the server. Oh, what kind of oil are you cooking with?
I ask all the time. People, sometimes they're rolling their eyes. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I do. Sometimes I already like give up, and I understand like once, if I do it once, nothing is going to happen. But why I don't have this option? What I like about
that's
California,
my question too.
What I like about California, they are used to people like we are, and they already have an option for you, and there are already restaurants that are not cooking with like inflammatory oils, and they can cook something in air fryer for you that is not going to be like treated with oil and touch the oil if we don't have an option of
I heard air fryer is not good.
Depends. Air fryer, if it's the stainless steel, if it doesn't have some kind of plastic inside, you can definitely cook with this.
Good to know.
It all depends on the material that touches the food.
So let's go back to the conversation about your family. So you have 2 kids. How old are they?
6 and 8.
6 and so they were very close.
Yeah.
That was the plan?
That was the plan. When we met, so my husband is the only child in the family, and I'm only child in the family. And when we decided to build our family, we said we're definitely going to have more than 1 kid.
You want more?
We'll see. So I think I'm mentally not done. So I talk to my husband time to time, maybe 1 more. He says that, no, that's it. It's enough. I just started sleeping.
Yeah,
so
I understand him.
We'll see. Yeah, because I was still in nursing school and finishing school while he was with our first son at home doing the mom job. And that's why I understand him. He literally put all his effort into raising this kid, and he's like, no, I had enough of sleepless nights. So that's why I'm telling him, it's my turn. I'm gonna do it this time, but he doesn't trust me.
He supports you in everything what you do?
Yeah, and he's even more crazy. He's probably like you said, I always ask. And he sometimes can sit at a table, 8 people dining, and he would be the one drinking water if there is not a good choice of food for him.
Okay, for the girls, I have many friends like that, but for the guy, first time I hear that.
Yeah, he is more strict.
He's very strict.
Yeah, he's very strict. He's like, why would I need to put this food in my mouth?
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I was like this too, but right now I kind of, I want to enjoy the life too, and if I don't have an option right now, nothing is gonna happen with me if I eat something like once or twice a month.
True.
That is, yeah, it's not gonna do some harm to me. But he's very strict, and he's like, okay, I'm not gonna eat. He's probably gonna order like coffee, no milk, just plain black coffee or water. Maybe if there will be some kind of a salad with vegetables and olive oil, it would be his choice, but he's not gonna go for dishes. So yeah, he definitely he's the man who always knows what in his plate. What he's
As a nurse specializing in the labor and delivery, what do you think would be the latest time when you can give a birth without harming your health?
Honestly, I think it depends on your health, because there are women who are really young, they're like 26, 30 years old, but their metabolic health and like their health in general, like cardiovascular health, it's such a poor state that it's already too late for them at this age, because we can see the arteries, the vessels of like really old women. We definitely see a lot of young women with type 2 diabetes, preeclampsia, and different states. And when you see their blood work, it looks like a blood work of a very old women, because they are not taking care of themselves.
So definitely for them, you don't recommend.
Yeah, and for like, I have friends who are 40 plus, and they look super young, and I saw their blood work, their hormonal blood work, and they are young inside, you know? So for those women, I definitely can say go for it.
So there is no
there
limits.
is. And I think right now, with how we are advancing in the technology and bioengineering and everything, I think we will move this age for women even further, because just recently, I spoke to one of the providers who is doing injections of exosomes in your organs to restart the period if you're already going into your menopause.
Okay.
So, and we are just starting this journey, you know, with all those medications. I believe 10 years from now, maybe we'll move this menopausal age for women like to 60, 65, maybe even 70 years old. And we will look younger, we feel better, we will be healthier, and maybe we can afford to have kids at a later age.
At 60.
But I still believe, you know, because my mom had me at the age of 34. At the time when I was born in 1985, it was too late. And my mom was like always 10 years older my friend's parents. Thank God she looked good, you know, but I always was thinking, I just hope my mom is not gonna die too early, you know? This is what I had in my head all the time. That's why sometimes I think about us right now. I'm 39, my husband is 47. Is it too late for us? So our kids get to enjoy the time with their parents like enough, they can age enough,
With
they can
this
be
lifestyle,
old enough.
I think, yes.
Yeah, but this is the other, this is what I was about to say, but we are taking care of ourselves, right? We like exercise, we sleep well, we eat well, maybe we can afford having kids later.
Yes.
So,
do you have lots of friends in Miami?
yeah, I mean,
Usually your friends different types of people, or it's the same minded people?
mostly the same minded people. Like,
That's how you connect.
yeah,
with
this is
them,
how
right?
we connect, because I don't, honestly, like, we don't drink alcohol, so obviously people who drink heavily obviously is not going to be in our friend circle. If it's someone who occasionally drinks a glass of wine, I don't have a problem.
Yeah.
But personally, I prefer not to hang out, especially having kids, with the people who doesn't know how to drink and drink too much and show this kind of behavior
Yeah,
to the kids.
no, absolutely.
Because we do a lot of like family gatherings, and to me, we never have alcohol on our table. Once I was in Los Angeles, and my husband's friends came over and they were drinking wine. And now one of my kids, he came because he didn't know that such a thing exists. And he thought it's kombucha. And he had like a glass, his sip of wine. He's like, oh my God, what is that? So we explained to him that was wine, and he was like, oh, I thought it's bad. Why some of our friends are drinking if it's bad? So
Yeah.
it was like another conversation that we had, that some people have choice when they're older, they can do it. And and I don't want too many situations like this in my life, and especially someone misbehaving being under some kind of influence, like with the kids. And we are raising our kids in such a manner that we do a lot of stuff together. We don't have babysitters. We always, if we go to the restaurant, they go with us. If we go somewhere on a hike, they go with us. And for us, our entertainment is mostly like family entertainment.
That's amazing. It's a great example of amazing family.
Yeah, and that's why I don't see how someone with a different partying kind of lifestyle would
be a part of your life.
Yeah, would be part of my life right now. So yeah, that probably. Also kids' birthdays. Like sometimes people ask me about the kids' birthdays, like, oh, how do you handle? I'm like, honestly, I don't have friends who will not have an option for my kids to eat at the birthday party. Like almost all my friends and all my kids' friends, they knowing our lifestyle because I'm pretty open about it and I have social media, they always ask, oh, what should we make for you? I'm like, just make sure you have healthy protein, like chicken on a skewer, like burger patty from the good meat, and have some good fruits and vegetables, and that would be an option for us. So our kids, they know how to say no to the things that are not healthy.
I know. The moment she sees me not watching, she will eat. You know, whatever everybody else eats. That's the power of influence, unfortunately.
You know, my older son, he will not.
Maybe because they're older. You said they are 8,
He's
right?
8, yeah. The 6-year-old, he will probably try to sneak
mine's 6.
something. Yeah, he will probably try to sneak something. But I'm just waiting for that time, like he becomes his older brother. He knows, because he knows the consequences. We always talk about it.
And interesting, do they influence their friends? Like, oh, you should not eat that. Or they don't. They do?
Yeah. And they recently came from school and they said, Mom, do you know there is another healthy guy in our school?
Oh my God.
Who also comes with a lunchbox with good food. And I asked him, have you ever wanted to try the food that they're eating? He's like, no, this is not food. This is what they say. This is not food.
That would be so nice if they would maybe influence whole class to show, maybe teacher, why nobody's doing initiative saying, okay, why not to do what everybody else do? Why nobody cares? Like it's just a pain of my heart.
No, and I understand your pain because it's also my pain. I understand maybe how in private school, or if you go to the school in the area where the income is like at the higher level, but you're still gonna have, if we're probably not talking about private school, if we talk about like public, or probably if we go to public school or charter school, there will be different income families. And sometimes, you know, you should be at the level when the food preference is a choice.
Is a choice, yeah.
Sometimes people, they just make their ends meet and they just need to feed their family with whatever.
But another, you can explain that even if you're on a budget, you could still make a healthy options and choices.
Yeah, but they are not.
They don't think about it.
Yeah, they don't think about it. The
It's
problem
the same,
is,
I understand.
it's like the Maslow hierarchy.
Yeah.
So basically, if you are not meeting your basic needs for the like shelter, to have a house, to make money, to support your family, when you live check to check, you don't think about it. You don't think about
meditation or healthy choices. You think about how to survive.
Yeah, and how to make money. So this is not the priority for those people, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. And yes, we can try to explain to them that, yeah, you can go and buy sweet potato, banana, and apple, right? And instead of packaged food. Sometimes it's just hard for them to find the time for cooking because it's meal preps, right? It takes time. They obviously at this point they cannot hire the help. They can have their private chef come into their homes, and maybe they're in survival mode when the mom and dad have to work. They don't have time to do meal preps, and they just have to buy packaged food that is cheap, and they can feed the family with this. And this is very unfortunate for this country, that we have all those cheap meals that kind of substitute the healthy meals that we can. Honestly, sometimes I don't have time, but I still make like 3 healthy meals a day. And you know, and
you cook everything yourself.
So yeah, we cook everything ourselves. My husband cooks, sometimes someone comes and helps us, but if I don't have any help, I wake up, I make breakfast, I make a lunchbox, and I already, at the same time, I'm putting something in an instant pot, like for example, rice and chicken, and it's gonna be ready when kids come from school. So 3 meals I make under 30 minutes in the morning.
You see, it's all
It's all possible. Yeah, it's
everything
all
is possible. Yeah.
When I do shopping, if I do it myself, I come and I do preps. It takes me max an hour. So I cut all the veggies, I wash everything, so everything is in the fridge, ready to go. And also, if you have a budget, it's not that expensive. It's about like 35 to 50 bucks, depending on the level of the chef that you bring in. 35 bucks an hour. A lot of families still can afford it. For some, if you like 2 working professionals, you can afford someone coming for like 5-6 hours to cook for you for 4 days. Yeah, so, and you can freeze food, you can make meatballs, you can make our Eastern European dish like sirniki and all that stuff, and you can stuff your freezer with this. Like make some chicken steaks and make them ready to go. Like marinate some meat, maybe put some like chicken or beef and some spices and get them ready in glass containers and just have it in your fridge. And then you have only like, what, 5-10 minutes to prep your meal. And it's gonna be healthy.
What do you think, why obesity in America so high?
So first of all, people are not moving with all those drive-through, with all the lifestyle right now in most cities where we have to have a car. Like for example, if you see New York City, people are skinnier there.
Skinnier, but also it's a melting pot. It's people from all over the world, professionals comes to work for 2 years, then they go back to whatever.
But if you see same group of people, yeah, but if you see the same group of people, like for example, Bay Area, we have a lot of Asian people, we have a lot of like different, like Chinese, Indian, and whatever. They tend to be bigger than the same group of people in New York, because you have to drive everywhere. Even in Asian culture, they have to be skinny. This is their tradition. Unfortunately, maybe it's too much pressure on women that they have to be like really skinny, because I know this is a big problem in Korea, in South Korea, for example. Because I had some patients and they were like talking at the moment they gave birth, they were already talking how they're gonna go back in shape and get skinny, because in their culture this is what the women should do, just be like...
I think it's healthy to be not skinny, just healthy skinny, right?
Yeah, but this is not the first thing the woman who gave birth should think about, you know, because I personally believe that body positivity is maybe a little bit too much, showing off unhealthy lifestyle and pricing unhealthy lifestyle, talking about like, oh, this is what I got and I should live with this and you're shaming me for this. No, I'm not shaming you for being like bigger. I'm shaming you that you are translating unhealthy picture for other women who probably will have health problems because she's not taking actions to lose this weight. And this is like my biggest problem with body positivity. But there's another side, you know, there are always like 2 extremes, that super heavy women saying that this is okay and this is healthy when it is not. And on the other hand, we see this like Eastern European, South Korean women, like Chinese women, who are trying to be like super unhealthy skinny and dieting, right? And like demonizing fats, demonizing carbohydrates in their diets, and trying to lose a little bit of fat to expose their muscle and to show they're skinny. But you know, if you see women with a 6-pack, it is unhealthy.
Actually, I agree with you.
It is unhealthy because you don't have enough of fat to cover your muscle. So you basically, your fat mass is so low.
But you know what, sorry to interrupt. Only recently I learned that fact. I always wanted to have 6-packs, and I had. But then I went to osteopath, and he was, you know, doing adjustment to my body, and he started lecturing me and saying that actually this is unhealthy to have a 6-pack. And he showed me that these exercises for the ab, what we're doing, the bicycle, it's actually not healthy for you. And when he touched, he said it's a little bit of pain, and that's what I felt. He said it should be soft and no pain. So he recommended not to actually do ab exercises, which is strange. And then he gave me example of Chinese culture, that in China they all have, or Indian, for example, Indian, they all have like a little bellies here because they don't do those exercises.
Because it's not, you know, this picture of how healthy body should look like definitely exaggerated, and we have this like fitness industry obviously showing us that this is healthy. Yes, it is healthy to have high muscle mass, but if it's covered with a little bit of fat, it's okay.
Do you think every person has to work out, and how often?
Oh yeah, definitely. At least 5 times a week.
I do
least.
too.
But no, listen.
Because I don't have time.
Listen, it's different type of exercises. You basically need to do strength training. I do at least 2, try to squeeze 3 in a week. HIIT, this is high intensity interval training. I try to do 2 to 3 20-minute sessions a week. And also I do 3 cardio sessions. So I believe you still do your cardio sessions. You probably walk or run or do some kind of jogging on top of your exercise. No, then you have to look into it. So I do at least 2 weightliftings, and I do it together with mobility exercises because my alignment is not perfect and I'm working on my posture. Also, I do, we call it different ways, like 3D fitness, smart fitness, functional fitness, where I start working with my feet, kind of letting my brain know that this body part exists. Hey, let's work on it. And also I do HIIT exercises. Sometimes if I don't have setting, I just do like cardio with a high intensity. So I run as fast as I can for 30 seconds. Then I walk to full recovery. Then I again run all in for 30 seconds. Then I walk to full recovery. And I do like 20-30-minute sessions depending on the day of a cycle. Also, if I'm in my luteal phase, which is after the ovulation, I try to do more stretching, more yoga, like maybe Pilates. And if I'm in my menstrual and my follicular phase, I try to do a lot of like weightlifting. And usually it comes to about like 5 times a week because I do my high interval sometimes together with cardio or my high interval together with strength exercises. So it comes to like 5 times a week.
So let's see what you do first.
So my training is different from like the majority of people working out here in the gym because I start, first of all, look at my shoes. This is Barefoot shoes that are very flexible, and basically your feet is not squeezed by the shoe.
I saw it on your blog, you also wearing some type of finger splitting.
Oh yeah, so and I also
Socks.
do, and yeah, and here are my
Look
socks.
at this, guys.
Yeah, because when you work, and especially you work on your stability, it is very important for your feet to be active, and this is what we're going to be doing right now. So take your scissors.
I don't have those socks, unfortunately.
But you will need then to be barefoot.
Okay.
So, and we will start with the left foot and right arm, and you're going to put all the fingers in between all the toes. Okay, try to get in a position when it's comfortable for you. So you're.
This is very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I know.
To split it.
I know. You got in? So, and we're gonna be doing back and forth 10 times. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Face, come do it with us. What are you sitting there? Watching
9,
us.
10. And then we start doing the same, but rotating side to side. It also gives the signal to your brain that your feet exist. Because sometimes when we are not using some parts of the body, the signal from this muscle to the brain is very weak. So we're kind of bringing this up. And then we take, like you can put it on top the bowl and you try to move the bone. It moves. It's very like tiny little movement. Also 10 times. And now we'll do the same thing on the other one. Sometimes it can be harder on one side. Got it?
Actually, this one is easier.
Yeah?
This fit. And those type of socks you use on a daily basis?
Yes, I don't have like regular socks anymore. It just feels uncomfortable. After you feel the freedom of moving your toes, it's kind of hard to go back to regular socks.
Do you use high heels?
Rarely. Sometimes if I go out, which I don't. Okay, now we do the rotation.
And on a regular basis, you use those type of sneakers? Do you use flip-flops?
I mean, if I need to walk from my apartment to the pool and you see how close it's at,
Yeah.
I mean, I can. I try to use sandals that are open, but they have like a little bit of support from the back.
But then you don't use socks?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and now we go to the heel.
Do you like fashion?
I like minimalism. So if it's something, who are my favorite? I would say something like from mass market would be COS, or maybe you know Frankie Shop. Frankie Shop. This is a brand where this is what I like. Or maybe from famous brands, who would be my, maybe Loewe, kind of closer to what I like. Yoji Yamamoto, Margiela.
What about organic fabrics, organic brands?
No, I usually try like to see, so they are the brands that I'm wearing, like for example, this is Aloe. They are not using PFAS.
Not anymore? Or they never did?
No, they never did. They never did. But Lululemon, for example,
They do.
use PFAS. Yeah, this is a forever chemical.
But it's strange because everybody's talking about it and they hear what people are saying, why they don't change it.
They always talk that they're going to remove PFAS from their clothing, but they never do. So make your choice. Maybe if we actually not cancel them, but we stop buying them and prefer different brands that actually make clean wear, that will make them change the fabrics they're using.
So aloe is a good option, this for example.
Yeah. So the next thing that we do, we are waking up not only the feet but the whole leg, and just think that you have very tight sock and you are trying to remove it. So basically, not moving like the skin.
You're moving the muscles.
You move the muscle.
Yeah.
And all the way, you are removing the sock.
So where did you learn this?
So I have a functional trainer. She has like 20 years of experience, and she knows like osteopathic methods, like your body type and neuro system. So she taught me all of that. And before I start lifting weights, this is what I do. It calls myofascial release. And you do the same thing on another one. Because right now, the more and more studies are coming out about the fascia. That it means actually a lot in our body. And the same we're gonna do here. You just think that you remove tights.
Then I'm removing my pants. No?
All the way down, multiple times. And the other side, the same. So, and after that, you can do the same, like wrists, warming up here, your elbows,
And the other one. And depends what group of muscles you're working on. You maybe need to warm up something else in your body. I also use the foam roller a lot.
Yeah. Do you prefer work out by yourself or you like group classes?
I prefer to work out by myself, but with a personal trainer, because I need someone to guide me. Sometimes I'm forced to work on my own when she's not available, but yeah, I prefer to with a trainer who can guide me. So, and after I do some warm up like this, I go to my weights.
Let's talk about sun. We're living in Miami and it might be a problem for the skin or not.
You know, before I moved to Miami in January 2024, I never used the sunscreen on my face.
For purpose?
Like ever.
Or because you didn't want?
No, I didn't want to because I thought it's not necessary because I never had like sunburn on my face. I never had any pigmentation because I personally believe if you're healthy inside, if your liver is functioning, you're not gonna have pigmentation. And just this year, because I'm turning 40 soon, like in a year or so, I started applying some SPF. And not on a daily basis, only if I'm going to the beach or on the boat or something like this. But I'm not the crazy person who puts sunscreen when I need to take out the garbage. This is not my case. And I believe my skin is pretty healthy and it doesn't have any discoloration or something.
You see, guys, it's interesting what you said. You need to clean your liver if you have a pigmentation. I see many people in Miami having pigmentation and they think it's caused by sun. And I tell them, I'm like, no, go check your health.
It's caused by and champagne. This is what it the reason for your pigmentation, guys, in Miami, because this is the lifestyle people live here. Champagne and this is what gives you pigmentation, not the sun.
You see, guys, you see? Interesting. Are you scared to get old?
Oh yeah, I'm scared to get old. This is the reason I actually started doing some injections, because before 2023, I thought I'm not gonna do any crazy stuff to my face. I'm not gonna inject anything. I'm not gonna do Botox. I'm okay the way I am. But when the age started hitting, I'm like, you know what? I'm not ready for this. I don't want these wrinkles. I don't want this kind of soggy look of my face. And unfortunately, you can be very healthy inside and your blood works could be like perfect, but your looks are not the same as you age. So
no matter what you eat and no matter which vitamins you take,
yeah, you can look. You definitely can look better with a healthy sleep, at least, and with a healthy lifestyle. But if you want to look like really fresh and young, this is where the injections come in. Even the Brian Johnson, the millionaire who wants to stop aging and he reversed his aging. Yeah, he's
Do you follow him?
I met with him. I had dinner with him.
So what do you think?
So no, he's an awesome guy, and I like what he does. That he's experimenting with himself, but he's doing sculpture injections like constantly, not 3 a year, but he's doing like
but
actually
you can see
treatment.
that.
But honestly, no. When you see him in person, he looks much better than on a camera.
Okay.
And his personality and the way he dances, the way you perceive him as a younger person.
Where he lives?
He lives in Los Angeles.
Yeah, all the cool people in longevity and this industry live in LA, right?
Yeah.
He was the only one who is in Miami. So guys, last question I have. So what service you give to the people?
So I have online concierge service, wellness concierge service, where you can do the blood works with me and I do readings for you and we talk about different supplements and regimens that you can do to stay healthier, to live longer and perform better. And you can find me, as we spoke, on Instagram, Masha Fasta for my Russian-speaking followers and Maria Fasta for English-speaking. And I'll send you all the information if you're interested.
Thank you so much for your time. That was an awesome day for me. Like everything what we spoke about, it's so close to my heart, and I love your personality. I love how we had the time together. Thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in. My name is KATYA MOLINA, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button to not miss our next adventure.